Have you ever wondered how a word like unhappiness is built? Well, today we're gonna break it down and reveals how word structure shapes meaning. Understanding word structure doesn't just help linguists, it helps all of us communicate better. Think about everyday words like teacher, reusable, or unhappiness. Once you see how they're built, it changes how you think about language. And today, we're Group B gonna share that with you. So, let's dive into the details and starts with why understanding word structure is so important. So, why does understanding word structure really matters? Well, it's simple. Words are the building blocks of language. When you know how they are structured, you gain a deeper meaning of understanding and communication. For example, let's take the word reusable. It's made up of three parts. Re means again, use as the root, and able meaning something that can be done. By understanding the structure, we can instantly know that, we can instantly understand that reusable means can be used again. Without the structure, it will be much harder to communicate the same idea in one word. And this really matters in everyday life, not just in linguistics. Whether you're writing, whether you're speaking, or even learning a new language, understanding how words are built helps you use them more effectively. Now that you see why this really matters, let's reveals how word structure reveals meaning. Every word has its own building blocks that help us understand what it means. For the example, let's take the word unhappiness. It's made up of three parts: un, happy, and ness. The prefix un means not, happy as the root, and ness turns it into a noun, meaning that the state of being unhappy. Just by understanding these parts, we can understand the word's full meaning. This is the same for many words we use every day. For example, like uncertain means not certain, and rebuild means to build again. Understanding these building blocks helps us quickly interpret what the word is trying to tell us. Now that we've seen how words are structured, now let's explore how affixes like prefix and suffixes plays an even bigger role in shaping meaning.
Not all words follow the rules perfectly. Sometimes the way a word is structured doesn't clearly show what it means. Take the word butterfly. If we break it down, we have butter and fly. But together, the word doesn't mean a flying stick of butter. We all know that butterfly refers to animal. This is an example where structure and meaning don't match up. This happens to other words too, like deadline. The structure suggests a line of death, but the actual meaning is of final time or death. These mismatches make language more interesting, but can also be confusing. Now that we have seen how some words break the rules, let's explore how affix build more complex in a structured way.
Now that we have seen how some words break the rules, let's look at how affix like prefix and suffix can act as the head of the word, controlling its meaning and the word class. For example, we can take the word teacher. The suffix er tells us that this word refers to a person who teaches. So, even though teach is the root, it's the suffix er that defines the whole word's role as a noun. Connecting to everyday language, we see this with everyday words like runner or readers. The suffix er defines who is doing the action. Let's go a bit deeper now and see how multiply affix can build even more complex words.
Now let's see how multiple affixes work together to create more complex words. For the example here, let's take the word unhelpfulness. It has three parts. Un means not, and help is the root. Full means full of, and ness turns the word into noun. So, unhelpfulness means the state of being not helpful. We use words like this all the time, such as unhappiness or disappointment. By sticking together these affix, we can build more complex ideas. And now, let's move on to how can what can also combine with each other to form compounds.
Now, let's talk about compound words. These are words made up of two or more smaller words, and together they create a new meaning. Take the word window cleaner. It's a combination of window and cleaner. Here, cleaner is the head because it tells us that this word refers to someone who cleans. Window just tells us what they clean. We use combined words every day without even thinking about it. Words like smartphone and toothbrush are compounds that combine two ideas to create a new one. In most compound words, the head is the last part of the word and is control the meaning. So in smartphone, the head is phone, meaning it's a type of phone, not just something smart. Now that we understand how compounds work, let's see how structure and meaning sometimes don't match up perfectly in certain words.
Now let's see how complex compound words are formed by combining two or more words. Take the word car door handle. It's made up of three parts, car, door, and handle. And each word adds something important to the meaning. Handle is the head of the word because it tells us this is something used to open or close. Meanwhile, car and door give us more details about what kind of handle it is. We use complex compound like this all the time. Just like electric toothbrush, and laptop computer. This combination gives us more specific meaning by combining several ideas into one word. Just like simple compound word, the last word, brush, handle, computer, is usually the head of the word and control the overall meaning. And next, we will see how word structure do not always match their meaning, which can lead to some interesting exceptions.
We've already seen how some work don't follow the usual structure. So now let's look at more example of these interesting mismatches between structure and meaning. So we take the word strawberry. If we break it down, we see straw and berry, but it's not a berry made of straw. This is another case where structure and meaning don't quite line up. So, in another example, like hot dog. It's not a dog that's hot, but we all know it refers to a type of a food. These mismatches are part of what makes what makes language so flexible and creative. And this kind of mismatches happen when word evolve over time, and their original structure no longer reflect their modern meaning. So that's the beauty of language; it's always changing. So now that we've explored this exception, so let's move on to summarizing the key point about word structure and meaning. Okay, let's summarize what we covered today. Understanding word structure, whether through roots, affixes, or compounds, give us valuable insight into meaning. We've seen how roots form the foundation of words, how affixes like prefixes and suffixes modify meaning, and how compounds combine ideas to create more complex words. Even though there are exceptions like butterfly or hot dog, word structure generally help us understand meaning clearly. This is a powerful tool for both everyday communication and deeper language analysis. So, next time when you come across a new word, try breaking it down. Look at its structure and you'll likely understand its meaning more quickly. The more you do this, the better you'll become at unlocking the secret of language. So, that's all about our presentation. Thank you for your attention and thank you for listening. And we happy to answer any question you might have. So those who have a question are welcome. We will answer as we know.